Greetings, metalheads. Welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George, back again with another unboxing or unpackaging review this time. Got a little package which I'm going to be tearing through in a moment. This is the second order that I have placed with Denmark's Extremely Rotten Productions. So, spent a few more hard-earned pounds on their web store recently. It's a great store. So, showed off the previous order that I placed with them on the channel a few reviews ago. They got a great selection on their store. Really reasonable shipping rate and just prices in general. Really quick dispatch and delivery. So, all round, I've had a good impression so far. So, I thought I would take you through my next order. So, for this one, essentially, I was looking for a few specific articles, and then the rest is just wild card pickups along the way. So I have helped myself out here by actually cutting through the top of the packaging to reveal an item of clothing and yet more awesome tapes. Fingers crossed. We're in. Okay, so let's unravel this bundle, cleverly using the long sleeve, which we'll get to lastly as additional packaging. Resourceful. We're greeted by a nice bundle here, nicely bubble wrapped up. Okay, so we are greeted by what's always a nice sight. Nice lot of what looks like stickers. We've got a really cool extensive collection of stickers here. So this is actually Extremely Rotten Productions logo there. We've got a rather nice Mephetic Corpse sticker here, very cool. And we've got tons of stuff. We've got some more slightly more familiar names, which I'll be talking about in a moment, with the likes of Hemorrhoid and so on and so forth. But that's always a nice one. I always appreciate stickers and lots of little Danish flags there. Awesome. So let's tear into these tapes then. First of all, I'm greeted by an article that I was impressed to see, actually. And this is a US band. It says here, US Brutal Death Metal, a 2025 reissue, or 2024, from Dissonant Tapes. This is Disgorge, with Parallels of Infinite Torture. So many moons ago, I did have a CD copy of this, and then for whatever backward reason, I got rid of this album. I don't know. I was clearly not in a good space then, and I regretted it. So when I saw this album in a nice reissue tape format, that was going straight in my basket. If you're not familiar with Disgorge, it is brutal death metal. It's right up there with the likes of Broken Hope, with Dying Fetus. You know, it's good stuff, but heavier than that. More like Suffocation. Maybe even more brutal than that. But a great band. So we've got Disgorge, Parallels of Infinite Torture. No doubt I'll be talking about this one again very soon. It's a cracking album. Next, hidden amongst this array, we've got one of the albums, or I'm going to go through so I can see the other one there. Two of the albums that were really the motivation for this order. I've been trying to track down the Hell's Headbangers reissue series of the Cannibal Corpse albums. So I've managed to get quite a few now. I think I've got 5 so far. I've now picked up, which they were the only 2 that were available in the store at the time. Previously, I ordered Worm Infested through Extremely Rotten. Then recently, through Osmos Productions web store, picked up a little selection more. But I've now got Skeletal Domain, which I actually think is a bit of an underrated album, I have to admit. But what I really like about these reissues is the full print shells. Super cool. Love it. And I think this is a good album. Not as extreme as some of the others. And, I'm not going to go into too much detail about individual tracks and the albums themselves. Just want to show off the packages, really, and the awesome stuff that I snapped up from this rather excellent web store. So try and carefully tear through this shrink wrap here. The other Cannibal article that we've got here is a brilliant album, Red Before Black. Love this one. Really like this album a lot. I'll just show off that savage shell. All over print shell. Can't beat it. Very nice indeed. So we've got a couple of articles from the Mighty Cannibal Corpse. These very nice Hell's Headbangers reissues. Up next we have one of Extremely Rotten Productions' own releases. This is from a band entitled Hemorrhoid, and it is Raw Materials of Decay. Interesting band name, interesting album, but it's really good. So I checked this out because of the little flyer in the previous order. I was really intrigued. It kind of had like old school death metal vibes there. And yeah, it's very much kind of old school death metal, gore grind. I'm not going to show off the horrific images inside here, but death grind, gore grind, you know, it's solid stuff though. So it's a really decent album. If you like good old Carcass, Exhumed, that kind of stuff, you're going to dig this one. So we've got Hemorrhoid with Raw Materials of Decay. Good album, must admit. Another, not quite sure what the country of origin there. Might be US, not quite sure. And now we have another band. I'm pretty sure this is from North America. This is Mortal Wound with The Anus of the World. Again, this is an Extremely Rotten Productions release. So, another one of the label's own. There's a clear shell there. Very cool. And I believe that the thematics here are of the Vietnam War. I'm seeing a few images that look, yeah, they look like that's where they're coming from there. And this is a good album. This is a good album. It's old school death. You know, it's heavy, but with a bit of a grinding kind of vibe there. A good album again. Very eye-catching, staggering cover there. So we've got a Mortal Wound. Another nice one. There's something so nice. I know I'm always saying it with these unboxings or unpackagings that tape, there's something quite magical about it. I like it a lot. Hence why I've got so many now. Next up then, we are going to look at this article, in fact. So this is, again, it's Extremely Rotten. This was one that I, for some reason, heard the name, I think. Hadn't checked it out, but saw it on the store. Went away, did a bit of research, and was really digging it. So this is Chaosian. Probably mispronouncing that. But this is the full-length album, debut full-length album. This is Effigies of Obsolescence. That was surprisingly easier to pronounce. From Denmark as well. Old school death metal. Cool kind of orangey clear shell there. Yeah, strong stuff. This is like dirgy death doom. Old school vibes. Very strong old school vibes. I've also just noticed there it was produced by, or mixed and mastered by Greg Wilkinson. Not sure if that's Autopsy's Greg Wilkinson or not, but never know. So this is Chaosian. Very strong album there. Strong death doom. Up next we have an album, again, hadn't heard of this band, hadn't heard of this album before. Reverence to Paroxysm. I think these guys are from South America. This is Lux Morte, the album, and this is really dark, putrid death doom stuff. Really good though. Just a black shell, but really for the fans of the dirgier, heavier end of the death doom spectrum, really murky stuff indeed, but very, very good. So another one from Extremely Rotten. Very, very cool. Like it a lot. Got two more articles on tape to show here. So this time we've got yet another, I think they all are, in fact, Extremely Rotten Productions. So kind of showing my support for the actual label here. This one is some solid death metal, kind of death grind. This is a little title called Purulence Gushing from the Coffin by Stenched, with Extremely Rotten and, I can't even pronounce that, a collaborative effort, it looks like. This is good old death grind, Stenched, solid stuff, clear shell for this one. I like the old school vibes I'm getting there. Some strong old school vibes. Looks very sort of Carcass. Anyway, we've got Stenched, another one. Hadn't heard of this band before either, but was impressed when I checked them out. And the last article was also one of the motivations for placing this order. This is Sickness Attracts Sickness by Mephetic Corpse. Another Extremely Rotten Productions release. And this is putrid, nasty, death metal, death grind, gore grind, that kind of stuff. Real old school vibes here. This is proper old school, filthy dirge. But it's very good. Mephetic Corpse. I've been hearing and seeing little things about this band. You know, it says here, brutal vomit grind. Was very intrigued by that tag. Checked it out and was pleasantly or disgustedly surprised. Very enjoyable stuff. I mean, I was listening to this only again on Spotify or YouTube yesterday. Disgusting stuff. And that's in digital format. I'm looking forward to ripping this absolute putridity in analog, good old tape format. So, yep, Mephetic Corpse, really strong stuff. I would definitely, of all these tapes, I'd probably recommend checking this one out the most. It's nasty, really nasty stuff. Old school Carcass vibes, you know, total putrefaction rather, worship there. So then we have the article of clothing. Let's move my little collection of stickers out of the way there. And I decided to take the leap and pick up this Mephetic Corpse long sleeve. So one of the reasons was not just because they're, you know, young bands, I wanted to show my support there, also support the label, but I love how kind of DIY it looks. It looks so old school, like old school Carcass. That like hand-drawn artwork there. Actually, if I unfold it, you might be able to see it a bit more. We've got a dude with a hacksaw on his own head, and then we've got some sort of scene of cremation going on there. Along with a nice big bold logo as well. On the back we've got the Sickness Attracts Sickness with more disgusting artwork. And then down the sleeves, both sleeves, we have the band logo, Mephetic Corpse. And I love how obscure and underground this looks. So if I'm out and about and anyone recognises it and is nodding to Mephetic Corpse, I'll be really surprised. But it's a really cool long sleeve, so I thought, why not? You know, show some support. Really nice article. So once again, a really tidy, nice selection from Extremely Rotten Productions. A really nice batch here. We've got some great stuff. So obviously they don't just do their own stuff. They've got distro items as well. We've got Disgorge. A couple of nice articles from Cannibal Corpse. Really chuffed with that. Then we've got a brilliant selection of Extremely Rotten Productions' own releases. So definitely check these all out. I was really impressed with some of these albums. Certainly with Mephetic Corpse, obviously. But definitely all of these. You know, Mortal Wound, really tight. Hemorrhoid as well. Frickin', if you pardon the pun, frickin' uncomfortably good listening. And then we've got some awesome clothing as well. So if you're looking for some obscure clothing, Extremely Rotten's web store, check it out. So my friends, what are your thoughts and opinions on Extremely Rotten Productions? Have you come across this one before? Have you not? If not, I'll pop a link in the description. Go over there and pick up some goodies because it's reliable and it's worth it. Are you a fan of any of these bands and albums? Other than maybe Cannibal Corpse and Disgorge? Are you delving a little bit deeper there? But anyway, what's your thoughts on these albums? What's your thoughts on these bands? Check them out if you haven't heard them before. Thank you very much for watching this humble unpackaging review. Do feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. The support is very much appreciated. Do check back soon for more reviews and recommendations of all the good, heavy things. Until next time, do take care of yourselves. Check out Extremely Rotten Productions and stay frickin' heavy.